My way is in the sand, flowing between the shingle and the dune. The summer rain rains on my life, on me, my life, harrying, fleeing to its beginning, to its end. My peace is there in the receding mist, when I may cease from treading these long shifting thresholds and live the space of a door that opens and shuts.
Hmm. That feels like one to be read over decades.
Yeah, no, I have just started.
You are listening to Two Friends, Two Poems, the poem where podcasts read friends to each other just to see what happens. My name's Tom. This was my idea. Today we'll hear poetry by Samuel Beckett and Brian Bilston. And as always, your co-hosts step up to the plate with their own audacious offerings. Okay, it's rhyme time. Do you know where your kids are?
Today, my guest poet is Samuel Beckett,
Oh, that guy.
that guy, that Irishman. Um, and I'm by no means an expert on Beckett, but I'm much more familiar with his theater work, his playwriting, than his prose or poetry. And this is what Mr. Beckett says about it. The summer rain rains on my life. Suddenly there it was, a sentence I hadn't thought about for years. I was standing by the kitchen window making breakfast, trying not to think, as I do. The summer rain rains on my life, a day that began gray, gradually warmed up, then surprised itself by becoming a belter. The summer rain. It must have been in that unspeakable flat in Cricklewood, with finals approaching, all of life and learning on little cards. Did we have post-it notes then, stuck to my bedroom walls? Quotes by Hopkins, Swift, Orwell, and Austen, and some for fun, this among them. The summer rain rains on my life in Cricklewood. Later, I read the goodies chose it for their address because all words with a K in the middle are funny. Oh. Later, I read the goodies, chose it for their address because all words with a K in the middle are funny. Hey, check this out. My friend Paul and I stayed up late to watch Dennis Taylor beat Steve Davis on the final black of the final frame on a black and white TV. Not long after, another flatmate, Liz, decided to cross the road in front of a car and got whisked to the Royal Free, and the whole street turned up to see it. The siren,
Hmm.
the look of simultaneous mutual unrecognition and intimacy in our newly discovered neighbors' faces. The space of a door.
Hmm.
No phones in those days. We had to go to the pub to phone her mum. Any excuse. The amazing blousy cherry blossom that year, collecting in pink drifts in the curbs where children would throw it at each other after school, a wedding in each throw. The pet mouse in the kitchen that Sarah kept feeding, the window that never got mended or closed, Paul's efforts to mow the grass, my favorite Farmer's Boys LP that melted in front of the gas fire, my life harrying, fleeing to its beginning, to its end, on Lisa's German bicycle with the brakes that went backwards and going to Hampstead for hot chocolate. I stood at the kitchen window, and all of this in a second, my life harrying, turning the eggs in a single phrase, the summer rain, though I hadn't thought of it for years, on a day that turned out warm.
Amazing.
I didn't,
Heading into it, I was thinking like, it's the worst thing for to hear someone explain a joke
yeah,
or
right?
explain a poem or
Right.
explain their novel. But for him to offer that as an explanation is brilliant. Well, my guest poet, and this is exciting, it came to me by recommendation from one of our listeners.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, my friend Chris Frazier said you should read this one. So I think many of our listeners right now also know how to contact us, but
Hmm.
I suppose they could also drop things in comments if they want.
I would love it if they would drop things in comments.
So yeah, he recommended the poet Brian Bilston, and the poem is called America is a Gun. England is a cup of tea, France, a wheel of ripened brie. Greece, a short squat olive tree. America is a gun. Brazil is football on the sand. Argentina, Maradona's hand. Germany, an Oompa band. America is a gun. Holland is a wooden shoe. Hungary, a goulash stew. Australia, a kangaroo. America is a gun. Japan is a thermal spring. Scotland is a Highland fling. Oh, better to be anything than America as a gun.
Hell yeah.
I think, way to make that fun.
Absolutely. No, I love it. I'm afraid of Americans. It instantly reminded me of that song, of the Bowie Resner song. Cool. And perfect timing. Unfortunately.
All right, so I go again and then you wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right. This one is called King Rat, or an efficient human dispatches a king rat at his bidding with no feelings or elucubration. There was King Rat in the dumpster at a table set with linen, eating a plate of whipped albumen flavored with pepper and cumin. In a plaid sport coat, because he's laid back, his affect poco corante. He scooped a dollop more picante, a winning rat debutante. You have to kill me, so do it with speed. Or slow, I don't have feelings. If not, we'll fill your ceilings with feces and bark peelings. But be efficient. Time is money. Execute, for it is the system. Chasing feelings of bliss, them are for the poets, and not for those down here in Pistum. The garden hose reached handily. Indeed, King Rat faced no emotion, and nor did I suffer his drowning motions, closing the lid with a brick over the ocean.
Oh, man. That's awesome. Oh,
Yeah, I wanted to use our vocab.
I had already forgotten about those words. Thank you. Albumin.
Albumin.
It's it is useful. Albumin. It's not just for meringues anymore.
No.
Oh, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see then. This is called Found Between Poem and Play. I see you in a limbo between what? Between poem and play. I see you on a quest. Can we call it a search? Sure, okay. I see you on a search for what? For you tell me. Sure, okay. Have you seen The Master, the last scene? Spoiler alert. When the master says to the fuck up failure of a follower, if you can figure out how to live a life without a master, then please tell us all how you do it. Or something like that. Have you seen that? Can we please what? Please go one round without what? Without referencing a movie. Sure, okay. I see you on a search for what? For rules to, can we say truths? Can we say anchors? Can we say insurance policies? Can we say kept promises? Can we say anything but rules? These conclusions at which we occasionally arrive? Can we disregard grammar? Sure, okay. I'm sorry. For what? For interrupting. Can we please lower the stakes of these things somehow? These what? These thoughts? These not rules? At least give benefit of time. Who said they had to last forever? The fuck? Can we stop now? We can stop now? It's your time. Sure. Okay. Don't say it like that. Like what? Sarcastic. Another lie to my face. We have the same face, you piece of shit. That's why it hurts. I know. Maybe we're both liars. About what? About time. Who gets it? Who takes it? The rest. We know when we're good. We know when we're not. What say we cease and desist? Sure. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that one I was like, I have to read this out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun because I was like, I want to write dialogue without writing dialogue.
Yeah, I've wondered a lot, like what makes a poem or not, but it doesn't get me very far to think about it.